Hello, everybody, and welcome to Riftbound Ramblings. I'm your host, Barrett, and surprise, I guess we got some cool little reveals from the official Riftbound Twitter, which I didn't think was going to happen. So I guess they knew we were a little thirsty for some more card reveals on Thirsty Thursday. So it is June 19th, and so today I will be going over more reveals. So without further ado, let's get started. First off, we've got the Obelisk of Power, which is a battlefield. Now, excuse the quality on the photos. This is directly from the Twitter that I had to snip for, so this is the best we're getting. But Obelisk of Power is a battlefield that says at the start of each player's first beginning phase, that player channels one rune. Now, of course, it comes in ready, which means if you are first, you will have two runes to play with, and if you go second, you will have three runes to play with, which I think is pretty significant when it comes to wanting to be in the body domain and also kind of feeling a way to negate playing some of the seals to have extra power costs later. So I think this is going to be pretty nice. I think a lot of the ramp style decks are obviously going to really like it, but I am a little weary, right? Because obviously you get the rune, but there's no like pure decision on whether or not you think it's going to be a good idea or not a good idea without you immediately knowing your matchup. So I gave it a gold rating. I think it might see play. I think it's going to be fine. I think this is obviously even the one that comes in the Volibear deck. So if you've done the demo experience, like I don't think it's bad. Like it speeds the game up a little bit for the decks that want to get to that higher energy potential. But you getting the rune, your opponent also gets the rune. So if you played yours, if you use your extra rune to play a seal and your opponent just does the same, like nothing really changed. It only then becomes a factor of like whether or not your opponent's playing like a calm deck and they can play the cards that help remove your gears and then you fall behind. So it's I don't know, it's gonna be weird. Moving on, we've also got the Arena's Greatest. This is another battlefield, and it says at the start of each player's first beginning phase, that player gains 1 point. Now, this one I think is a lot better. Now, we already saw a battlefield from yesterday that says that you need one more point to win the game, which I thought was going to be really good for the slower decks because it means you have a little bit of extra time. And then you have this one shown off today that says, no, actually, the game is going to speed up. We're going to get a point so that you only need 7 to win, right? Or, sorry, you need 8 to win, which means you need 7 more. So for the aggro decks that are potentially going to run out of gas a lot quicker, they're actually really going to like this one. And even if your opponent, the slower deck, chooses to play the one that says we need one more, you've completely nullified that. You're playing a normal game of Riftbound. Not only that, there are other decks out there that, and I'm going to assume other cards in the future that need you to have points to start doing things. So I brought up the Kaisa Champion unit here for the Mind Domain. Now, of course, this card does cost 6 energy and a power to play, but she says when she conquers, you may play a spell from your trash with energy costs less than your points without paying its energy costs and then recycle it. So this card doesn't do anything until you start accumulating points. You getting this first point right away means all immediately after Kaisa conquers, you can use a 1 cost spell because it has to be less than your points. You would have 2. This allows you to get Kaisa going right away. So there is some other synergies here. I can only imagine they're going to, use and create probably some other cards that are gated based off of how many points you have. So I did give this one a diamond rating. I think the aggro decks are obviously really going to like it already. And even if you're playing against a deck that can stabilize and take advantage of that extra point as well, I think it's going to be fairly even. And again, people can also play the battlefield that negate basically this effect. But I think it has potential because of the things like Kaisa. And then the last one we have today is the Fury Domain Draven Champion unit. He costs 5 energy and a power for 3 might. Yikes. He's a Draven Noxus Fury Domain unit, like I said, and he says, all he says is, my might is increased by your points. Hey, so here we go. We have another card that benefits from you having points. So we have to think about it this way: 5 energy and a power for 3 might, not great, not good at all. If you play the battlefield we just saw, you're automatically a 5 energy, 1 power, 4 might unit. That's still not good. But Barrett, he scales basically all the way up to 10 might if you're at right the point when you need to win the game. That's very good for 5 might, or for 5 energy. My problem is that if I compare this literally to any other champion unit that costs 5, they're going to have a more relevant effect that has impact and starts higher. So you need two points for Draven to even match this Darius champion unit. And full disclosure, I don't even think this Darius is that good. But Darius has another ability on it. Darius says that when you play your second card in a turn, it goes to 7 might, and you ready him, which means he could go somewhere else. So now Draven, to match the Darius, says that you have to have 4 points, which is halfway to winning the game. Don't get me wrong. I think Draven can be good. I think Draven is obviously phenomenal when you're at the 6-7 point range for his cost. But I picked Darius for this example because I don't think he's that good comparatively to like the other Darius champion unit you can be playing. But he's better than Draven. So I gave Draven a bronze rating, which is really sad because like I never really want to feel like I give these champion units really low ratings, but like I think Draven is not good. I don't think he's good at all. If you ever get behind, he's a dead card in hand, and I just don't think, especially going into like a one set format for this game, you can have dead cards like Draven in your hand. I would honestly just tell you to play Darius over him if you have him in your deck. But if you love Draven, we now have the first champion unit shown for him. This means in the future, the the Draven Legend is going to probably have Fury on him and something else. We'll find that out in the future. But that's going to be it, honestly, for today. Again, very short video for this Thursday. But thank you so much for watching. Give a like to the video if you like what you see. Comment down below if you do like Draven, because I don't. And subscribe, of course, if you want to see more videos. Now, we have more reveals coming out tomorrow, which is the 20th of June for Friday. So, of course, I will have a video up for you guys watching and looking at all those cards and breaking them down. But that's going to be it for today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.